Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with my co-host, uh, Tree Ceremony, Sarah. How are you today? Christmas tree ceremony lighting, Sarah. I know I said it wrong, but
Oh man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm
Oh, that
good.
was
I didn't have to waste my time this year watching someone light a tree.
that's fun. You get hot chocolate and everything.
I mean, hot chocolate's not a waste, but I
The Grinch is there, Santa's there.
really
Yeah,
those two mix.
they mix. There's like a Nutcracker doll walking around.
Wow,
Yep.
that's what we need. We need more people wearing Grinch suits. I would send I would send my kids to go hang out with the Grinch before I send them to hang out with
Oh man.
some dude with weight issues. I mean, I've got weight issues, but
But that's what we need, more Grinches.
I think we do. I mean, he's daring to question society, our social
Oh
norms. It's
man.
important. So, anyways, back to Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah. No tree lighting happening here.
Not even one.
No.
So, though there was a pretty funny meme in the Discord server
In
on
the
Gambit,
Gambit Discord server.
which is about tree lighting. Oof,
Yeah.
it's daring. So, that being said, how did you get Moff Gideon? The new one?
The new one? Yeah. Yeah, I got him. You got him too on Professor X.
I know. I got him to the Gear 8 today.
Oh, I didn't know you put gear on him. I unlocked him and then I walked away.
I don't need your judgment. You sound like you judged me, but I know I asked you, I was facetiously asking you because I saw that you actually got him to Gear 12.
I did. I figured that I will eventually maybe use him.
I had to wonder, like, you realize he's not a raid character, right?
Yeah. But I'm
So
also gearing the other bits of his team for the raid, so I'm like,
he's he's no Akbar, let me tell you.
I think my Akbar is only relic 5.
Jeez. um,
I
no,
know.
actually, I've heard that Akbar is actually really good in the raid
I
if you get
know. I'm
him to
gonna have to
relics.
take him to relic 8.
And then you'll have a really fast home one after everything is done.
Yay.
I know. Yes, we did it.
We did it. We can quit the game now. We have a fast home one.
Yeah. So actually, you're. We shouldn't talk too much about the raid because it kind of bums me out right now. But you. So our guild is getting the second to best crate right now, right?
Right, the 665 box.
Yeah.
We are. Even after the 3PO change.
Yeah, which is impressive to me. Actually, I didn't. What size is our guild right now, like, comparatively? Like, not. I don't care how many millions we have. I care about, like, in terms of compared to all the other guilds in the game.
You mean, well, like not caring about millions?
No, what I care about is I don't care how big our guild is. Like, I don't care if it's 596 million or whatever. What I care about is what's our ranking against other guilds, like
Oh, with the raid?
comparatively. No, just like I want to know. Like, are we the 30th biggest guild?
Oh, I think we're in the 20s. Somewhere we're somewhere between like 25 and 35, I'm pretty sure.
And we got what, number 9?
7.
Wow, isn't that fancy?
So fancy. I actually ended up doing better after the 3PO change than I was doing before the 3PO change.
how much work is it to do the, you're doing better with it. I mean, you've been putting a lot of gear on people,
Right.
which I mean that's the response. If you want to get a good score, you need to put gear on them. Her relics.
To be fair,
But
before they changed him, I was also putting gear on people because I was preparing that this was
sure.
going to happen.
Well, sure.
But
Well,
yes,
I'm just thinking, how much time did you spend this time versus the times with C3PO? Like C3PO, because you had to
so
3PO,
much
you had to
less.
3PO, you have to reset all the time,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, and I had gotten pretty good at least on my own account at figuring out like how to make sure he pretty much always escaped. Um, but that's just so much. Like this time, I did spend probably longer than I wanted to because I was just testing different combinations out with characters, right? I was like, oh, like what happens if I swap this guy out and put
Sure.
a trooper in instead or whatever. Just to see if I could get like different better combos going. Um, but I probably spent at least an hour and a half less than what I was spending with the 3PO cheese.
My mind is breaking so hard about an hour and a half less. That's rough,
I know.
man.
I know.
that's that's a lot. But I mean, I think the more relics you put on and the more practice you get, you'll you'll end up with some pretty good scores, I think.
Well, what I've been doing, and I mean, you know this because I send you a screenshot of it, but I track what teams I use on what tier each raid and what the score is. And then that way I can kind of just make sure, one, that I'm actually improving, but also make sure that I'm getting a similar score with that team that I got the time before. And now that I've kind of figured out who I want to go with who, and I'm getting a score that I'm happy to just camp at right now, um, I'll just copy that.
It's good.
Thanks.
So, oh, I wasn't complimenting you.
I'm gonna
I
take it
was it
anyway.
was it was good that you stopped talking, but just
So rude.
I'm sorry.
Oh
That was
man.
uh good again. So, okay, I'll stop. I will eventually stop. So, here's the thing that I really like that this was a cool thing that I realized. They released Moff Gideon, like Death Trooper, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon,
Hmm.
to coincide right when people need, like, quote unquote need to, if they want to be bulking up their relics on for this raid. Um, there are a ton of very relevant characters that go with him
Mm-hmm.
that are also very relevant in the raid.
Right.
But and I guess I didn't hadn't really thought of it in terms like in maybe I'm just in the minority. I probably am. That I just didn't link those two as like going alongside each other. Like that's actually a fairly cool thing in my opinion for CG to do, because it's like, well, not everyone's going to work on Imperial Remnants. I realize that's going to be kind of a niche team for a lot of mid-range to lower level accounts, and that's fine. But for like the bigger accounts where, I mean, uh, if you want to be working on the new cool, like, kind of meta team,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't work at cross purposes with you also helping your guild by bulking up relics in the raid. Like, you can do both.
Right. And I know that like when we were looking at characters to bring up for the raid, a lot of people were saying just do the troopers first because they seem like the strategy of take a trooper and take an evasive maneuverer character, and just, you know, kill everything, um, seems to work. So if you're going to relic up the troopers and gear them, and a good chunk of them are going to go with Robo Gideon, why not just do it?
Robo Gid, I love it, man.
Robo Gid. I
Yeah,
like it.
that's
Uh,
great.
if I mean, I think it beats Dark Trooper Gideon.
Right, well, you can't even pronounce his acronym. Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, just call him Robo Gid.
Robo Gid, it's good. Yep. And then if I hope Fennec is a counter to him, so then she can kick him in his robo balls. It'll be good. I think that's what I actually. Well, I call Maul robo legs, robot legs Maul a lot. Anyways, so you know. Anyways,
And Fennec
it's for the
works.
it's Fennec is great, man. She kicks everyone right in that area. It's cool. So right in the zipper. So yeah, Eddie is fairly intriguing as a character right now. It's so weird though because I mean, right now, of course, we have Datacrons that
Hmm.
exist. That so for the people who are kind of like on top of all of their farming and everything, well, that implies that uh, if you're currently farming the latest stuff, I guess if you're in that situation on your account, then you probably have Leia close to done or done by now, and that means you have a scout trooper
Right.
that's done, whether it's by protest or not. Like no one asked for a Relic 7 Nisa, but everyone has one. If you have Leia, like congratulations.
Hmm.
And but Scout Trooper's there, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I was excited about Scout Trooper anyways,
Hmm.
but now Scout like I just happen to have a Scout Trooper Kron, and like it's gonna overpower
Oh.
the team, and like I don't know if you've seen the videos, but like he's fairly convincing at killing the current Jabba team, even with the Boosh Kron.
Yeah. Which makes me feel like I really got to put gear on them. More gear
I
and
mean,
relics.
I think that yeah, probably why I think the next Datacron set is going to be Mandalorians and Imperial Remnant. If I have to guess.
That would make sense because we're gonna have new bow and
Hmm.
then a quote unquote reward for Robo Gideon.
Right, like every conquest character gets their own Datacron,
Yeah.
basically. It though I guess you could say that maybe I don't think it's that's the case, but you could almost say that the Scout Trooper one is kind of his a little bit.
Right.
I think we're gonna get an Imperial Remnant one though with him, and that's just my guess, of course, but that we're gonna have an extended time period where he's fairly dominant. Like that's gonna be like half a year, where if you're into Datacron meta stuff, like he's just gonna be good for half a year, which is a longer time than the majority of Datacron stuff. I
Yeah.
guess like majority of characters in meta.
I mean, I think what is also kind of like, and we all knew this was eventually going to happen, but we're seeing it happen now more so is the Datacrons do get recycled. Like the abilities get recycled, the level nines get recycled. Um, so it feels a little bit less bad to invest in it for a Datacron because you know that eventually it's going to roll back around and you will have already made that investment that you just get to use it right away again.
Yeah, I agree, and there's a lot of really good characters that go alongside this
Hmm.
as well. So that you know, I guess a lot of characters that are good. I don't know, like longer term. Um,
That they've got like a good like shelf life for them,
I guess,
for
yeah.
lack of a better word.
Well, there's that, and also just the fact, and in the short term for the raid. Um,
Okay, yeah.
like there's a lot of characters. I guess maybe the way I should say it is there's a lot of characters that are hard to regret working on right now. Like a lot of times people would be like Stormtrooper, that's a little niche. Like even though
Hmm.
people who end up gearing Stormtrooper early end up saying like, yeah, I actually haven't regretted that at all. Like Stormtrooper's really strong,
Hmm.
in a lot of places, but yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. I think that's gonna be my focus for a little bit on my main account, and then I haven't decided what we're doing.
What we're doing.
Professor X. Well, it's like, do we do RoboGid, or do we do say the Eternal Emperor? Like that's, you know.
Professor X is just like out in the wild doing whatever he wants.
It's yeah, but he's starting to conform.
I
It's really
know.
sad. I hate it. Like
But
how compelling is it to be like, guys, the next one we're gonna do. I'm doing my GACs, streaming. I'm like, guys, listen. The next match is so good. We're done with my main account. We're gonna go to Professor X, where I only have 6 Galactic Legends.
okay, but the fact that we did like 3 basically in when did those Lightspeed packs come out? 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's been like 3 GLs in 2 months, plus Jedi Cal in there somehow.
And now possibly see probably Afra.
Yeah, Afra first because I want to use her Kron, and
Right.
then I don't know if I just don't know which like Sith Eternal seems. I mean, he's so close. I could we could just knock that out, but and I need to get Sith Marauder to Relic 7 anyways because he's part of the Leviathan fleet. Like I feel like an idiot that he's like the lowest relic Sith Marauder out of any person who owns Leviathan, I think.
I know. I go to you to use your Sith Empire team in Conquest a lot. I'm like, oh,
poor
sad.
little poor little guy. I know I got him to Relic 4 a little bit ago. I was
I
like
know.
I was like, I gotta do something.
I saw that. I was like, I guess I could do this.
Yeah, it's
He
sad.
might live.
I know. Well, he was just Relic 3 for so long,
Oh man. It
but
is
yeah.
tiring to do so many GLs back to back.
Man, it's a struggle, man. Well, because the ultimate grind, like it's not you unlock the Galactic Legend fairly quickly,
Mhm.
relatively quickly, and then the ultimate grind it is just a grind. We just got our 3rd ultimate mat on that account out of 12. It's just
For Leia.
yeah,
Uh,
it's
Gross.
okay. It's okay. No, but I just don't know like which one should we go for. Honestly, like
Hmm.
that's like it's a tricky thing to decide who to farm first. Like Sith Eternal Emperor sounds like he's gonna be good, but I mean obviously we know he's a known quantity. And honestly, we're gonna get Darth Bane here pretty soon. We should
Oh
get his
yeah.
kit kind of soon. And so Sith Eternal Emperor, we're gonna want him with Darth
Hmm.
Bane. We could probably wait for 3 months though. Like we could spare 3 months, right? Like we don't need. I mean, we can get Sith Eternal within the next 3 months. I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Because you need like what? 3 characters?
No, I mean, I need like 8 gear pieces, and then a few relic levels on some of them.
Yeah, but it's like we've basically stumbled into Sith Eternal somehow.
Somehow, yeah. But the question, I guess, to me is Afra gonna be better, or is well, no, Afra is gonna be better. But then, should I work on Dark Dark Moff Gideon,
Right.
Robo Gid, and his whole team
Right.
before I work on Silly Eternal Emperor? That's the real question. Like what that's the question that I have to figure out because the Stormtrooper's only gear 12 on that account. Death Trooper only gear 12.
Do you want me to answer this as an officer in the guild?
You just did. So let's move on.
There.
Jeez.
Uh, um, okay. Moving on. There's no sight of new bow yet. Although I think we're getting a title update today.
Oh, it's rolling out. Oh yeah, so she'll be in that. Or I mean, we may not get the
Uh,
kit immediately, but
I mean, it might not be today, but the title update went into certification last week. So maybe it's today. Who
I hope
knows?
so. How ready are you for a new bow?
Oh, I'm not ready at all.
Have you started farming Paz?
Yeah, I'm farming paths, but like I haven't bought any of the shards with crystals or anything like that. I'm just taking my sweet, sweet time.
Do you think people used to call him Paz the Spaz in like middle school?
Do Mandalorians go to middle school?
I don't know. Probably.
Hmm.
You have
Okay.
to think like, you know, just because you're a space wizard doesn't mean it's cool to not be literate. You know, like you got to be literate too. Like people have to learn somehow.
Yeah, but you don't have to go to school to be literate.
Sure. I mean,
Technically.
technically.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know people who did go to school, and I would argue that they are not literate.
Well, that's elitist of you. So, anyways, the yeah, I'm even my main account. I've just felt this crazy level of apathy. I don't know why.
Hmm.
It's not that I like. I'm sure that that team is going to be really cool and fun, actually. And watching people do some of the stuff that they have with Paz already, just on random teams. Like I've seen people use him on like Ray, for instance. It's just
Oh.
super interesting. Well, he's such a thick, just a
Hmm.
really awesome tank, and he does some like the time that I did have to face him, I was like, oh, this was so easy. And then he blew up at the end and like cost me a ton of banners. I was like, what the hell, dude? That was awful. It was like
Um,
traumatizing almost.
so I mean, I don't know what it is for you, but for me, and I could eat my words if CG changes how they want to do how they end up doing Nubo, but the last three December release characters, so we've had Afra, Starkiller, and Bam, have
Hmm.
all been straight to Journey Guide characters. They're always available. So I've just kind of been assuming that that's going to be the same structure with Bo. And it really, like to use your words, gives me kind of like a lack of apathy. Like I'm not rushing to farm the characters and buy the shards because I'm assuming she's going to always be there and I'll be able to just farm them as soon as they go farmable and get her done.
Yeah,
So I also feel a little bit bad rushing for her when I still don't have Afra.
you should.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean that's Afra's easy to get now that everything is accelerated.
You mean like the shards?
Yeah,
Well, I already had them farmed. I just didn't want to give them gear.
it's a really fun team though. Afra's a really fun team. I think that Bo-Katan and company are going to be needed to unlock Mandalore. That's going to be the next Rise of the Empire planet, is my prediction.
Yeah, I think that's a fair prediction. I'm curious what would be on Mandalore. Like if it's gonna be another sort of Zepho thing where we're just getting Cairo and then one extra star, or do we get three extra stars, or is it just something new entirely, assuming that's the way they're going?
Uh, Another prediction of mine is I think we're going to unlock a character there.
Who?
Hmm?
Who?
I don't know.
You
There's a
can't just
ton of
have like half a
Mandalores.
prediction. That's like half a prediction. You like got your toes wet and then didn't jump in the pool. Like
Gosh. Yeah, you want me to just make up some random Mandalorian character? I mean, there's a ton of characters that you could unlock that are Mandalorian that are cool. I mean, like we could get Pre Vizsla as like a leader for dark side Mandos that isn't Maul, who's just overly spoken for by a ton of different factions.
yeah, everybody wants Maul.
Yeah, so we could get Pre Vizsla. That's probably not the most inspired take, but you're forcing my hand here.
I am. It's kind of fun.
My hand is not enjoying it.
That's what she said.
Jeez.
Okay.
I set that one up for you. Yeah.
Uh, um, no, but I like that prediction. I feel like that's fine. We can get another character. A lot of people have Reva. And I will say I like the idea of adding a character and not like if they were to do that, if they were to add another planet and add a character as a reward there, you're not taking away from like having the Reva mission for other guilds that are still trying to get that sorted, right? Or like coming into Empire TV that way.
Right. Like it. Could you imagine the outrage if Tatooine just suddenly had her disappear?
Right. You can't do that.
Right. Or I mean, I guess one option might be, they used to flip flop between dark side, light side, Geo.
Right.
So it took longer to unlock Cam, for instance, than it does to unlock Reva if everyone is ready for either one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess they could, in theory, flip flop. It's like, oh, it's the Reva territory battle this time. It's the whatever other character. But
That would be awful.
yeah, absolutely, it would be super dumb.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
All right, let's go talk about trigger photos instead.
Okay.
Whoa, we're in the game. Here it is, folks. So we've got the additive drop thing for Zeta materials.
Mm-hmm. If you have the Cal tunes.
I so many people have been like, "Oh, you have to have a why do they do that? Like I didn't have the characters farmed for it. Like that sucks that we don't get it." I'm like, I've been saying you should farm them anyways, but they're not accelerated. I don't know. I just think it's karma for people who swear by you have to farm them. You can only farm something after accelerated.
No, farm it right away. I
I
mean, if
think
you can
so.
afford, like, if you're not farming 5 million other things, obviously.
Right. Well, I like Baby Cal is so useful on so many teams. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just and he's to me that was just one of the most like obvious farms for any of my accounts. Um yeah, the other ones just slow farm them, man. They're all of mine are done on my little account and I didn't refresh one time.
Really?
On any of the I mean, I refresh my energy, but I didn't refresh the nodes at all. No, I
Right.
just naturally farmed them. They're done.
Yeah. Which is pretty fast.
Yeah, 5 or 6 months. I mean, it's not like the it's not fun necessarily. You just got to be consistent. But now I don't have to worry about it. Like you get them to gear 12
Mm-hmm.
and move on.
Yep. Um, but this photo sucks.
Yeah, this rat bastard got 11 of that signal data after 20 attempts. Like I've never seen numbers that good.
Man.
Just kidding.
But like 14 Zetas and then 2 Omicrons just to sweeten the deal. I
Yeah.
never get 2 Omicrons to drop at once.
Yeah, I do just hate this person so much.
Like even during I didn't get a single Omicron to drop during double drops, and you got 2 with the Zeta bonus.
Yeah, I mean, look at how many training droids they got.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Now I am? Okay. All right, guys. We're going to go to Sarah's channel. And so in the video description, there's a link to it, or there should be a link appearing below us at some point soon. It probably already has. So click on that. Go like, subscribe here. Like and subscribe on Sarah's channel. And we'll talk about lots of awesome stuff on her channel.
Yeah,
I'm sure that probably will happen.
you're really selling it.
I'm really certain that we'll see you there.